welcome to the newspaper review on Tab TV. My name is Sophie John, your host for today. In case you're just joining us for the first time and you're wondering what we do on the newspaper review, it's a show where we get to look at news stories making the front page of Nigerian newspaper. And of course, I wouldn't be doing this alone. I'm joined by my very beautiful, amazing Kosi. Kosi, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us on the show once again.
Yeah, most welcome. And I'm happy to be here, always.
You know, I must compliment you each time we come on the show. You're looking this beautiful, despite the economic hardship. How much is spoiled this period? Quite expensive. But
I am speechless. Seriously, it's not funny. It's not funny how, despite how things are going, that they are still increasing the price of fuel. And they've turned us into using Legacy's Benz. Everybody is now using Legacy's Benz. Anywhere you go to, Legacy's Benz. At times, some persons who have to walk half of their journey in order to be able to meet up with the transport price. So it has not been, the economy has not been smiling, and it has not been funny, especially among Nigerians, especially the poor masses too. Even the rich ones are also experiencing it. Because imagine filling your car with 50,000 naira now, and see it hasn't gone much, you understand? So something you're supposed to fill your car with maybe 25,000 and 50,000 and all that. So the thing is touching everyone. So I just pray God helps, and also let the government do everything not to revamp the economy.
A lot has been going on our political scene. Without no further ado, we'd like to head over to our first newspaper for the day. We'll be looking at the Daily Independent newspaper. The Daily Independent is leading. Despite court order, Labour begins nationwide strike today. And that's on page 29 of the Daily Independent. Kogi, Imo, Bayelsa govern pools. Tinubu congratulates Uzodinma, Diri, Ododo on election victories. And that's on page 7 of the newspaper. Senate to consider diaspora voting this week. That's according to Bamidele, and you can read that up on page 25. CJN, NJI administrator tax judges on sustenance of public trust, and that's also on page 29 of the newspaper. No new banks were liquidated, that's according to NDIC, and you can read that up on page 6 of the newspaper. WAEC settles for computer-based tests for SSCE, and that's also on page 6 of the newspaper. David Cameron returns to UK government as foreign secretary. You can read that up on page 6 of the newspaper. Re-elected Diri says he will continue to be governor for all. And that's on page 4 of the Daily Independent. Imo govern pool outcome, product of electoral rascality. And that's according to opposition lawmakers. You can read this up on page 4 of the Daily Independent. Saudi Arabia cancels Air Peace 264 passenger visa on arrival, and that's also on page 4 of the Daily Independent. And that's all we'll be taking on the newspaper. Kosi, I would like your thoughts on the lead story. Despite court order, Labour begins nationwide strike today. Do you think this is a good move by the Labour Congress? Do you think it's a good move?
Strike is not a good thing to celebrate or be happy about, right?
So they totally shut down the economy.
Actually, in this struggling time and this trying time. And it's funny how the federal government are now using the court order against the NLC. It's funny because it's like considering the court now, because the table was turned against them. But we've seen many cases whereby the federal government has constantly ignored the court order and went ahead to do their own thing. And we've seen many cases whereby the court has become a toothless bulldog. You understand? A country whereby the court is not even regarded, the rule of law is not regarded. The court issued an order, but a lot of them has flaunted it, like they've ignored the order. Look Look at what happened with the MFLA. Even when the court issued that he should be released, they still ignored it. Look at what happened to Kano. Even when the court issued that he's free, but they still choose to do what they want to do. So now that the table has turned against them, they want to use the court to their own advantage, forgetting that they've been ignoring the court order and be rendering the court as toothless bulldogs. So as I'm asking, these people are not clamoring for much. All they wanted was to be heard. All they wanted was to be for their pension to be paid, for their minimum wage to be paid. Is it too much to ask for? A government that cannot put the interests of the citizens first, is that a government? A government that cannot consider what is good for its citizens. Once you enter government, all you have to do is to be looking for your own generational richness, which is wrong. So I just feel that what they did is not something to be celebrated. But now, the way the government are trying to turn it, according to the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, according to him, he said that they have suspended the commissioner of police of Imo State because for what he did to Ajero, the president of NLC, he was beaten like a criminal. And I'm asking, is that the right? Not that he suspended, he was actually moved to another state. Sorry, he was actually moved to another state. And as he was moved to another state, are they encouraging him to go and continue his atrocity there? You can't tell me that he wasn't aware that all these things happened. Is that the punishment? Is that the right punishment to give to an offender? Someone actually committed an offense. The thing they could have done is to strip him of his position or suspend him for a while. You understand? Until he's proven guilty. Quite alright. But at least for now, let the need to be done. Why taking him to another state? You are taking him to another state now to do what? To continue with what he has been doing.
So I read some comments from Nigerians on Twitter, now known as X. Let me use the proper name. They were talking about, some people were talking, insisting, why this strike at this point when Nigerian economy is dying? And why is NLC going on strike just because of one man?
No, you won't say it because of one man. If you could remember, as of the beginning of this year, they've been constantly calling for strike. There has been some warning strike, 2-day strike, 2-week strike, ultimatum to the federal government. And the one that we remember vividly was that of 2nd of October, after the independence. They signed, the NLC and the federal government, they signed an agreement. And the federal government promised to keep to their own part of the bargain. They promised that no matter what happened, that they're going to, this time around, they're not ignoring this thing, they're going to keep on to their own agreement, that all they need was just 30 days. Which the 30 days elapsed this month. Still, out of the abundance of their hearts, they still let them, gave them another 1 week. What did the federal government do? They went and got a court order against them. Tell me, what are these people clamoring for? They're not clamoring for something that is against them. It's something that will benefit everybody. The people that are saying the economy, why would they go on strike because the economy is down and all that? This is something they're supposed to have done since, but they've been trying to be considerate. Look at, assuming they had done it, do you know, that's why I trust ASU. I like ASU. ASU knows how to handle the federal government. They don't hear, like, once it's due, once their payment is overdue, they will start going on strike. And once they go, 8 months, 1 year, they don't care. Is that not being inconsiderate? But do you know what they are clamoring for? These are our lecturers, these are the people that are teaching us. They should be they should be paid no matter what. Because we are the ones suffering. Because according to them, if they don't go on strike, they won't give us that quality education. Because I remember during the time they've not paid them, I remember how they extort money from the students. Pay handouts, 2,000, 4,000. If you don't pay, they will make sure that they tell you it's not compulsory, but cost rep, get the names of those that have not paid and those that have paid. Why? Why are they doing all these things? Because they know that that's their only source of income. But imagine if they are being paid constantly, paid well. Most of them, greed will not allow them to do all these things. Most of them, hunger will not allow them. So this NLC, these people, their family is depending on their pay, on the pay. Imagine a family of 4. A family of 4 catering for, depending on 30,000 naira. What would 30,000 do now? You and I know that if you enter market with 10,000 naira, it will even finish and you still not buy everything wanted.
Okay, sorry for interrupting you. On the other side, back to Imo State, where the NLC president was brutally beaten by thugs and an alleged security agent. Do you think that Joe Ajaro's presence at Imo State was political? Because it was just few days to their elections, and he was there clamoring for workers to be paid their salary. Some people have argued that it was just a political move from him. Do you see politics in that? And you know, we don't naturally trust all these unions. We don't trust all this Congress because we are like, okay, are they being selfish? Is this for Nigerians or is for their own selfish interest?
Okay, I think I should get, okay, I'll answer that. But firstly, we should know that politics is a dirty game, right? Especially in Nigeria. But according to when he was asked this question, he said he doesn't have any friend that's into politics, nor his family member into politics. Imo people has not been paid, according to what he said, right? But Hope Uzodinma came out to say that he has been paying his workers and all that. Then he coming to Imo State. According to what Hope said, he said that Imo's NLC is different from the federal government. And the one that Ajero is under is federal government. So it has nothing to do whether Imo's people has been paid or not. You understand? What he's clamoring for is that they should be paid. He said it has nothing to do with whether federal government, whether the state has not paid them, because it's different from the federal government, right? And what Ajero is clamoring for is so that federal government will pay their workers. Also, the states will also pay their workers, right? But he is into the National Labour Congress. Is actually for the federal government. And the NLC for the state, according to Uzodinma, said that he has been paying his workers. So to me, I don't see it as a political move. The fact you are paying your workers, you have nothing to be scared of. He claimed he has been paying his workers. So what is there to be afraid of? A man that comes openly, trying to make sure that the justice should be done, trying to make sure that the citizen gets their rights. Because the right to pay, you work for it.
Everybody has a right to earn.
Exactly, you worked for it. No, as long as you work for it, you should be paid. Delaying it and not increasing their salary in spite of the economy is wrong. So I just feel that justice is being done and justice should be served. And whatever they are doing, it should be done fast. Because now they've gone on strike, indefinite strike. And no one knows what will happen. And the economy is not friendly. Everything is going down. The Nigerian inflation is going high. So I just feel whatever they are going to do, the federal government should do it fast. Because as it stands now, they are in for this strike. I'm telling you, they are in for anything that the government wants. Because they've been delaying this indefinite strike. They've been giving 2 days ultimatum, this one. So So the government, whatever they have to do, they should do it and make it so everything will be done, because we are trying to revamp our economy. So
All right, we move over to our next newspaper. We'll be looking at this day newspaper. It's leading. NLC TUC begins indefinite nationwide strike today over alleged police brutalization of Ajero. And you can read that up on page 10 of the newspaper. Jubilation as Diri wins Bayelsa pool, say he's governor for all. And you can read that up on page 5 of the newspaper. Ribadu, Buhari's administration bankrupt Nigeria. And that's on page 10 of the newspaper. Wabote calls for increased crude oil gas production to avert importation for refineries. And that's on page 6 of the newspaper. Herbert Wigwe launches $500 million in new university in Nigeria. I will take that again. Herbert Wigwe invests $500 million in new university in Nigeria. And that's on page 25 of this day newspaper. That's all we'll be taking on the newspaper. Hope you like your thoughts on the story. Ribadu, Buhari's administration bankrupt Nigeria. The story is on page 10 of the newspaper. You know, one funny thing about this, you see in our political scene, you see this every day, the present administration trying to blame the past administration for whatever ill they are facing. I can remember in Buhari's tenure, he spent 2 years of his government blaming the PDP. We kept hearing, we see our president on TV, he's addressing us and he says, PDP did this, PDP did that, that's why we can't do this. Excuses. And then also, I don't know whether this is actually a sign from the present government, although they are in the same party. Do you think this is actually the present government trying to blame the last government? Because we heard from our First Lady, Remi Tinubu, that's not her full name. Excuse me for that. She boldly said that her husband is not a magician. He can't just fix the country that was left in shambles. He can't fix it. He's not a magician. Was she trying to blame the past government for Nigerians' problem? It's actually very funny.
it's funny, like you said, it's funny. And it's also funny how we realize that no government wants to take blame, like take responsibility for their own duties. They always want to channel the blame to the past government. Yeah, he came out to say that they actually inherited debts from the past president. And
Ribadu.
exactly, but that's the special advisor to the president on national security, right? And he came out to say that they actually inherited, Nigeria actually inherited debts, and all the money they are getting is going into the debts. They've been paying up debt and others. And I'm asking, is he trying to use Nigerian brain, or does he think that we Nigerians, we don't have any brain at all? It's either they are too smart or they don't understand what they are saying. Because look, take for instance, look at the budget of 2024. We don't have money, but they are budgeting over 505 point something billion for presidential years. We don't have money. The president went and stayed for 5 days trip. He went to New York, stayed in a luxurious hotel for 5 days and paid $500,000. We don't have money, right? And we are spending this money. The problem with Nigeria is that what we have is misplaced of priorities, and we don't have an intentional leaders. If we have an intentional leader, like all these things won't be happening. A leader that is so intentional that this is what I want. This is what I want for my people. This is what I want in my own government. I want my name to be heard instead of going after generational richness. Do you know the money they've spent, they have squandered in Nigeria? The money they spent even over across Nigeria, in overseas and all that. The money they spent can, even if they should invest it wisely, it will revamp the economy of Nigeria. But no, they are all saying nobody wants to take responsibility. That's number one. they don't have money, Nigeria doesn't have money. All the revenue they are getting, where is it being channeled to? We don't have money. Then cut your coat according to your size. If you don't have money, you go for something that is smaller. Why going for 5 point something billion presidential yash? There's something in economics called wants and needs. Go for the needs before the wants. But in Nigeria, we first the leaders first go for the wants instead of the needs, thereby putting us in more debt. And that's how, after his regime, another government will come and say, we inherited nothing, we don't have money. Imagine the country's deficit is minus. The revenue we are getting, nothing. They say they are spending, they are paying debts. We are owing more than what we are spending. So, and I'm asking myself, why make such an exorbitant budget? They came out, we don't have money, no problem. But cut Nigerians spend expeditions according to their size. You want to live luxurious life of luxury with Nigerian money. Paying $500,000 where is it coming from? It's not Nigerian money. Is it a personal money? You want to renovate your house in Abuja with 13.5 billion naira. It's not from the federal government money. Is it personal money? And you're saying we don't have money. How are they going to revamp? If we don't have money, they should map out things, mark it out. This is what we want to do. How to revamp Nigerian economy. We don't have money, and we're centralizing all our economy on one oil. Why not decentralize it? We have other areas, agriculture, coals. The other things, Nigerians, we are richly blessed. We are richly blessed with resources. Look at what happened. Look at Dubai. Dubai had nothing. They came out from deserts. But now they developed their country to the extent that people go there for tourism. And you know the money they generate from tourism? In Nigeria, we don't even have anything like tourism again. The tourism center is going down. Go to Kenya. They have wildlife. They conserve their animals. And people come there to look. Imagine seeing giraffe, not on picture again, but real life. Seeing them. Seeing elephants. Because they know the value of what they have. They are naturally endowed. So they are making use of everything they have to their own good. So and I'm asking, we that is so blessed, what they do is smuggle our oil, steal it. They do illegal mining and all that. Why not use what we have and make a better use of it? So I just feel that this thing they're saying, we don't have money, we don't have money. We actually have money. But the issue is that they don't spend it wisely.
Misplaced priorities.
Exactly.
We go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be taking our last newspaper for the day. Please stay tuned.
Children's Studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Welcome back. We'll be taking our last newspaper for the day. We'll be looking at the leadership newspaper. The leadership is leading assault on Ajero. Despite court order, Labour begins indefinite strike. And that's on page 4 of the newspaper. WAEC plans computer-based exam for private candidates. And that's on page 12 of the newspaper. Saudi Arabia cancels visa of 264 Nigerian passengers. And that's on page 21 of the newspaper. UBA gets $150 million trade finance facility from Afemix Bank, and that's on page 22 of the newspaper. FG to withdraw police personnel from VIPs. Tight security in Kano ahead of appeal court governorship verdict. And you can read that up on page 17. College of Education lecturers reject 40% IGRU remittance. And you can read that up on page 14 of the leadership. That's all we'll be taking on the leadership. Kosi, I would like your thought on the story on page 21. Saudi Arabia cancels visa of 264 Nigerian passengers. That's what have been seeing yesterday. You know, it was really shocking. It came as a shock, a huge hit to Nigerians. Like, we came there and they just asked us to turn back. It's not funny at all. It's not.
It's not funny considering even their payment. Do you know, it's a big insult.
It's a big insult.
It's a big insult to Nigeria, assuming we know what insult is. Just like Nigeria, we've sold our shame. We're no longer shame. My heart goes out to people that actually paid, and some of them have business meetings, something to meet up and all that, only for them to be chased back.
Chased back.
That's the right adjective. They returned them. Carry your goods and go. That's the right adjective to use there, Sha. But I really don't understand why they should do that, considering the fact that Nigeria has been, especially airpeace, has been carrying passengers directly from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia for some times now, and we've had this strong bilateral relationship. And the fact they did that, even though without giving much tangible reasons, according to them, because it was more than the number they supposed to be or not that. But why didn't they say this beforehand? These passengers, they undergoes what was called advanced pre-screening. I forgot it. Sorry, we so advanced what? Advanced what?
It's AIPS.
Advanced.
Check what rid of AIPS now.
We saw it now. We saw it now.
Okay.
We saw the advanced processing information system, personal information system.
Check it though, I'll be sure.
Hey, we'll go kill me today.
It's called Advanced Passengers Information System.
Passengers information.
Advanced
Just
Passenger.
pick up. Oh.
Okay. On. Considering the fact that they end up.
Went through.
Okay, they went through. Okay. Are we? Okay. Considering the fact that they went through advanced passengers information system, and the people, the Saudi Arabians, they still saw everything, their information and all that. They were part of the screening and all that. So you won't say it's because maybe they are carrying something that is not supposed to be brought in, right? Or maybe something illegal, right? But for the fact they just chased them out like that, considering the fact that they've shared this strong bilateral relationship with Nigeria, and we're even happy because as of some time ago, the president actually attended one of their conferences and all that. So Nigerians were really happy that at least it will boost their bilateral relationship and all that. But to our greatest dismay, some of our Nigerians were returned back, and that was even when the Nigerian airline they intervened and all that. That was when they had to reduce the number and returned others. But still, what happened to politics? What happened to diplomacy? You understand? Because if Nigeria should let this pass, that's how other countries will be treating them. What image are they trying to portray to the people outside the international arena? You understand? So if, in spite of the bilateral relationship we have with them, and these things still happen, if nothing is being done by the government, it will continue to happen. And other countries will continue to do it to Nigerians. Because once you go out to the to the shores of Nigeria, you are representing Nigeria. Because whatever you exactly whatever you do, whatever you say, what they will say is that's how Nigerians do it. That's how Nigerians do it. That's how Nigeria is. That's how Nigerian does it and all that. You understand? So they should learn how to protect the image of the country, and also they should protect the rights of their citizens. So I just pray that the Nigerian government do the needful and not let this slide.
We're yet to hear any statement from our president concerning that.
We
are still waiting.
Exactly, I'm still waiting.
All right, we've come to the end of this exciting episode of the newspaper review. It was a really great time on the newspaper review. My name is Sophia John, your host, and I didn't do this alone. I was joined by my very wonderful Kosi. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy, like I always say. I'm happy to be here to do the newspaper review with you.
You too can also be a part of the show. Connect and engage with us on all our social media platforms. Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Till we meet again tomorrow, stay safe.